Hey everyone, how's it going? Go Gadget Consumer here with another quick video. Just got off work and I decided, you know what, I got this box that I've been holding on to. It's just been sitting in my office, so let's go ahead and do a quick review on it. So what we have today is the Logitech K750 keyboard. This is a solar powered keyboard, so it can power from the lights in your room, from sun, any kind of different light, or all kinds of different lights. It can stay charged for up to 3 months, even in total darkness, is what it says. We're going to do a quick unboxing. We're going to take a look at it. I'm going to probably set it up. Just a quick note, this particular keyboard is designed for Mac. Logitech does make a Windows version of this exact same keyboard, so I'll put that link in the description below. But this is a pretty cool keyboard. I got this Mac a little while ago, and I've always been a Windows PC user. I love how it looks. I love the keyboard that Macs come with. I mean, here's an example of the keyboard. Obviously, everybody's seen this before. I love the keyboard that it comes with. It looks sleek, it looks nice, but it doesn't have a 10 key. That's a big deal to me. I don't just use this for editing video, I use it for all kinds of different things. And having that extra 10 key on the side will really help. Also, something I'm really excited about is the arrow keys are full-size arrow keys. So that's something I'm really gonna be excited about. So let's go ahead and get closer. Let's do a quick unboxing. Let's take a look. All right. All right, everybody. So here we go. We have the Logitech K750 wireless solar keyboard for Mac, which is fantastic. You guys are gonna love this. So let's go ahead and take a look at Amazon.com, where we can get it from. So we have the Logitech wireless keyboard for a Windows PC, like I talked about, for $49.99 in the black color. Looks like it only comes in black, so just be aware of that. Then you have the same keyboard for Mac in silver, which is $58.39, so it's a little bit more expensive. But you can also get the black version of the same keyboard for $51.99 for the Mac. So something you could definitely take a look at yourself. One thing I wanted to point out is you can get it for $49.99. You just got to watch for the deals. All right, so let's take a look at the box. So like I said, we have the wireless solar keyboard. Works in daylight, lamplight, no light. Stays charged for up to 3 months, even in total darkness. So that's great because it doesn't always have to have light shining on it to keep it charged. Thin profile, which is what I wanted. I want to make sure that my setup still looked really nice and clean and sleek. So this isn't a Bluetooth keyboard, it's wireless keyboard. It uses, I believe, 2.4 gigahertz band, which we'll probably see later on the box. It has a little tiny wireless dongle, which is nice, especially if you're using this for a MacBook. Not a big deal for me since I'm using the iMac, but a MacBook, it would barely stick out. So it definitely comes with that. That's awesome. So we'll take a look at that later. All right, let's see if there's anything else on the box we need to look at. Nope, nothing on the front. Let's take a look here. So just more branding. So let's see what it comes with. It comes with the keyboard, it comes with the Logitech unifying receiver, which has more features than you would think. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit later in the video. What you would need, just Mac OS 10.5 or later, USB port, and then a light source. So something to kind of power the keyboard. Then you also need an internet connection to download the software, which honestly isn't too important unless you really want to use that unifying feature. Logitech backs their product with a 3-year limited hardware warranty, which gives us a peace of mind, so that's always nice to have, just in case something goes wrong. Logitech always makes great product anyway, so I'm not really concerned about that. Let's take a look on this side of the box, and just more branding and a little picture, nothing exciting. Alright, upside down keyboard, upside down description, but we don't really need that. So let's take a look at the back of the box. So first you have, obviously it's powered by light, so it doesn't get more hassle-free than this. You don't have to plug any cords in, no batteries to charge. The little battery that comes with it automatically charges by the solar power. Very thin, only a 1/3 inch thick, so it looks great. It's a little bit thicker for me because I like to put the little tabs up to make it sit at an angle, but we'll see that here in a little bit. So Mac keys are where you expect them, so they match up pretty well with the regular Mac keyboard. The typing feels wonderful, so we'll see. We'll do a little bit of a test later. Tiny little receiver, so that's nice that we don't have to worry about anything sticking out, especially if you want to use this for a MacBook. That's really important to only have that little tiny part sticking out there. So on the box it says small steps, bright future. Logitech made this keyboard out of non-PVC material and has a fully recyclable packaging that it comes in, so make sure you help out the environment, recycle your garbage. Alright, so before we open the box, it's probably easier if we just go ahead and download the software that's required or they say is needed. So we're going to go to Logitech's website. We're going to download the software that's called Logitech Control Center. It takes a few seconds here to download depending on your internet connection. We're going to go ahead and open it up, and then we're going to open the Logitech Control Center installer package. Just follow the prompts, pretty simple. Okay, we're going to hit continue. Sorry, some of this is cut out, but it's not really anything that you need to see. So it just says there's no updates at this time, so it automatically checked if there's any updates. So now we're going to accept the license agreement, and we're going to go ahead and click install, enter our information, and continue installation. So we're going to have to restart the computer right after this. Fortunately, you don't have to wait around for that because we're on YouTube, so I can change all that all I want. So we're going to go ahead and wait for this to install. I'm going to go ahead and skip forward. Okay, so then it asks you what kind of keyboard you have. So obviously I'm in the US, so I'm going to use the US keyboard. And then we're going to wait. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and skip through this real quick. Okay, so that took about 2 minutes, so now we got to go ahead and click restart. Okay, so I installed the software. You're not really going to need it if you're just using a Logitech keyboard, but if you're using multiple Logitech devices, you will need it to utilize the same unifying dongle that I talked about earlier. So you can pair up to 6 items with that dongle using that unifying feature. So if you have multiple Logitech devices, you'll definitely want to download this software. Otherwise, you don't really even need to worry about it. Alright, so I had to go get a knife real quick so we can get this box open. So let's go ahead and start with this side. Let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, so here's the keyboard. So it's a box in a box. Remember, this cardboard is 100% recyclable, so make sure you save your planet and recycle the keyboard. So looking on the box, when you open up the flap here, underneath the flap, which you can't really see totally, is just some quick instructions on how to get the keyboard set up. Anybody can see that. So here's the USB dongle that I was talking about. That is the unifying dongle, which is nice because not only does it work with the keyboard itself, but any other Logitech product such as a number pad or any other mice, you can all pair to that dongle using the Logitech Control Center software. So really nice feature. You don't have to have multiple USB dongles taking up slots on taking up USB ports. You can just use this one. Okay, so let's see what else is in the box. So we have the user's guide. Well, no, doesn't look like a user's guide. Looks like some basic certificates and warranty information, compliance and warranty information. So we don't really need that. We'll go ahead and toss that to the side. See if we have anything else. Nope, just a bunch of cardboard, 100% recyclable. So obviously this is all cardboard. And then the keyboard is wrapped in a recyclable paper. So really nice. Good job, Logitech, for doing that. So let's go ahead and open it up. I can already tell you that it feels very, very comfortable, or very solid. The build is very good on this keyboard just by picking it up. It feels like it's about 2 pounds, which is quite a bit heavier than the normal Mac keyboard, but it's definitely worth it. So let's go ahead and move this cardboard to the side and paper so it's not in our way. And let's take a closer look at the keyboard. So first we're going to peel off this protective film that covers the entire keyboard, at least the painted surfaces, so that's nice. And then let's see what else we have. So there's a sticker that tells you where the on-off switch is. I mean, obviously I can see where the on-off switch is, so I don't have to worry about that. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And then when we flip it over, I notice there's an arrow which is right in the battery tray, so we'll pull that out to activate the battery. Pretty straightforward. Look on the back of the keyboard, so that's the website you would go to download the software. And just basic compliance information on the back, nothing important there. Okay, on the back it also has the little adjustment flaps, which is nice. I prefer to have my keyboard at an angle instead of just flat on a table, so that's really cool. Nice rubber grips that help it stick to the table. Okay, so what I was really concerned about was the feel of the keys, and they feel great. I mean, these keys they have a nice tactile click when you first hit them, but then a spongy end of travel, which is exactly what I look for in a keyboard. So Really excited about that. That's usually a make or break when it comes to any type of keyboard, is how it feels. Everybody has their own preferences, but personally, that's what I like. So keys feel really, really good. Let's go ahead and take a closer look real quick, see what we have. So all the keys look exactly the same almost, except you do have an actual delete key, which I really like. I miss having that delete key on my regular Mac keyboard if you want to delete characters that are in front of the cursor. Okay, so let's go ahead and compare, because I know you guys are wondering what the size difference is. So let's go ahead and grab the regular Mac keyboard, set it next to it. So obviously you can see this keyboard is quite a bit larger. It's approximately, just by eyeballing it, 6 to 7 inches longer. So it definitely is going to take up more space on your desk. So if you have a really small desk and you don't have a lot of space, then this keyboard may not be right for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get it plugged in and see what happens. So I plugged the keyboard in, and this is the screen that popped up right away. It says it cannot be identified and will be unable to use until it's identified. So we're going to go ahead and click continue. Alright, and so it says press the key immediately to the right of the shift key. So we'll go ahead and do that. That's kind of confusing, but it looks like it's going to be the Z key in this situation. Alright, then it says press the key immediately to the left of the shift key, so probably the question mark. We're going to go ahead and pick our keyboard that we want. And let's just see how it types real quick. Perfect. Works wonderful. Okay, so let's take a look at these buttons. So first we have a light button, which is kind of nice because it'll tell you by pressing this button if you have enough ambient light in the room to charge the keyboard or not. So if you press it when you have enough light, the little smiley face will light up green. If you don't have enough light, the smiley face will light up red. Or the sad face, I should say, will light up red. So let's talk about my overall impressions. This is actually an old device. It's been out for a few years now, but you can tell why it's still for sale at regular price. I mean, it has a great build quality, great design language. Everything works just as expected. I mean, I'll see if the battery keeps its charge, you know, here in a couple years, but like most of you watching this video, you don't hang on to things like this for that long. You move on to something bigger and better. But as the time being, it's a great keyboard. I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright everybody, I hope you really liked that video. I had a lot of fun making it like I always do. Sorry it was kind of a long video. I'll try to make this outro really short, but ultimately, like I said, the buttons feel great. The connectivity is awesome. There's no lag, no skips, no stutters, anything like that when typing things in. The keyboard looks great. It matches any Mac setup, any aluminum setup perfectly, so you really can't go wrong there. And I think it's a great value. Like I said, you can find them for $49.99. You just gotta look for them. So anyways, make sure you like, comment, subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate your feedback on these videos, what I should do different, what I should do better. That really helps out when making these videos. So other than that, we'll see you guys in the next video.